Warsaw, Poland's president signed sweeping legislation on Wednesday to overhaul the country's judicial system, a move critics say fundamentally undermines the rule of law in a nation that only 3 decades ago broke free from the yoke of the Soviet Union to embrace democracy. The new laws effectively put the Polish courts under the control of the right-wing governing party, Law and Justice. In signing them, President Andrzej Duda defied a formal warning delivered only hours earlier by the European Union, which called the legislation a serious breach of bedrock values like the rule of law. Once viewed as a symbol for the successful integration of former Eastern Bloc countries into the West, Poland is now seen as portending a far darker trend, a turn toward right-wing populism and away from values like pluralism and respect for dissent. The turn has underscored an emerging rift on the continent between countries in the West like France and Germany, where the political establishment has rallied around core democratic values, and countries in the East like Poland and Hungary, where populist leaders have succeeded by appealing to the old gods of nation, faith, and family. If you had asked me 2 years ago if Poland would have found itself at this moment, I would have said no way, said Michael Baranowski, who directs the Warsaw office of the German Marshall Fund of the United States, a pro-European research organization dedicated to transatlantic values. I think it comes to the surprise of many, not only in Poland but throughout the West. Charles A. Kupchan, an advisor on European affairs during the Obama administration, said the new laws were yet another sign of the rising tide of illiberalism that has taken hold in Central Europe. He called the changes inconsistent with democratic norms and values. The court overhaul poses yet another headache for the European Union. Its leaders are already grappling with Britain's plans to exit the bloc, a separatist movement in Spain, and disagreement over how to address the migration of immigrants into Europe. And all this is taking place against the backdrop of political uncertainty in Germany, the most influential member of the European Union. Jean-Claude Juncker, the president of the European Commission, the executive arm of the European Union, remarked on Twitter that it was a difficult day not just for Poland but for the whole bloc. He said he had invited the Polish Prime Minister, Mateusz Morawiecki, to Brussels for talks. The Commission's warning will also be seen as a clear signal to other countries in the region, including the Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia, that to varying degrees have seen voters embrace populism. The signing of the law is unlikely to lead to any immediate punishment for Poland, like a suspension of its voting rights. For the bloc to issue such a sanction, the 27 other member states would have to agree. Hungary, which has clashed with Brussels over laws cracking down on non-profit groups, the press, and the judiciary, has vowed to veto any such effort. In a speech to the nation on Wednesday evening, Mr.